One of the most intense hurricanes to develop in the Atlantic in over a decade. Over the course of a few days, Irma developed into a Category 5 storm, and it looked like it was heading right for Cabarete. Having never experienced anything like this before, I packed my bags and headed south for cover. 2 days after the storm passed at a safe distance, I found myself back in the north, and I'm happy to see that things here are right back to business as usual.
Hey guys, this is Veness with Mac Kiteboarding. I'm checking in today from Cabarete in the Dominican Republic. At the time of filming this video, it has been 2 days since Hurricane Irma passed through here. We're in the midst of hurricane season, and it has become abundantly clear that Mother Nature is in charge. So if you've been watching the news about this storm, it has been catastrophic. It has devastated multiple Caribbean islands. But here in the Dominican Republic, we've been very, very fortunate. So it's been a wild week, and I wanted to share a bit of the experience. So about a week ago, the National Hurricane Center was forecasting a major storm building in the Atlantic. It looked like it would be a record breaker. So as the storm continued building, it got its name, Irma, and it grew into a hurricane, and then a Category 4 hurricane, and then a Category 5 hurricane. It looked like it was going to make landfall in the Dominican Republic at a Category 5 and would devastate the island. I grew up in the prairies of Alberta, Canada, and this is completely new to me. I was terrified. 2 days before the storm hit here, I decided to go south to Santo Domingo, where it was outside of the eye of the storm and wouldn't have taken as much of an impact. So this got a couple laughs from the locals and expats living here, because in their experience, major storms don't hit Cabarete. But in my experience, as someone who grew up in the prairies of Western Canada, a major storm sounded like the scariest thing in the world. So down we went to Santo Domingo to our safe space. So from there we were watching as the storm continued to develop and the forecast continued to shift, and it rolled over many of the Windward and Leeward Islands and devastated them. And then we watched as the track shifted north and missed Cabarete by more than 70 miles. And at that distance, Cabarete only received tropical storm force damage. And here that's a lot of wind, a lot of trees down, some swell. And that's about it. There's a big mountain back here called Pico Duarte. And the geography of this island typically pushes those storms north. And so, as usual, Cabarete came out clean. I couldn't believe it driving back the next day. I would have expected damaged roads, flooding, but less than 12 hours after the storm passed through here, the roads were clear. You know, it was mind-blowing. 24 hours after the storm, we were out in town having dinner. And today, it's back to business as usual. All the businesses on the beaches have cleaned up, they've reopened. Everything is golden. It's surreal, honestly. I walked the beach this morning and it was like every other day in Cabarete. I'm stoked to see a place that I've called home and will continue to visit come out almost unscathed. This isn't the last storm of the year, and this definitely isn't the last storm of our lifetimes. If you ever find yourself in a hurricane zone or a storm zone when something is coming through, be safe. Pay attention to the warnings. Protect yourself, protect your family. Maybe consider not kiteboarding or surfing during the storm, just a thought. But most of all, make safety a priority. And if you get lucky like we did in Cabarete, I hope you take that opportunity to help others that did not get so lucky. It's been heartbreaking seeing the impact on some of the other islands in the Caribbean, and they are in dire need of help. There are many worthwhile fundraisers out there right now, and I've included a link to one from a friend that, if you're able to, they would greatly appreciate your support. But for now, here in Cabarete, it's just another day. Looks like it's gonna be a windy one, so I'm gonna go get ready to get out on the water. This has been Veness with Mac Kiteboarding. See you next time on Chasing the Dream.